Welcome, and thank you for joining us for Part 5, the last segment of the STCR podcast covering the benefits of self-service solutions amid the COVID-19 pandemic. My name is Farrell McKenna, STCR General Manager, and I will now hand it over to our panel to continue the conversation.
Last question is, where do you see self-checkout in your stores in the future? How do you see you applying that?
All right, so I'll start. I think the future is self-checkout. I believe for many reasons, including the wage increases and what we see now, the sanitary reasons, and for many reasons, the future is self-checkout. I think Roseanne's store is pretty much what the future of grocery is going to look like. Maybe one or two, man stations just for those customers that want the traditional checkout appeal. Because even if you want to check out, use those self-checkouts fully manned, there's a mode to do that, right? But some customers want the full register appeal, what they're used to, the traditional feel. So you're still going to have to keep one or two of those, I feel, for the future. But I think 11 self-checkouts and 2 man checkouts, that's exactly what the future, pretty much all retail is going to be, especially supermarket retail is going to be. So I think we all need to embrace it and get on board.
How about you, Roseanne?
Yes, I mean, as you know, Ed, we've maxed out our capacity of self-checkouts at this point. I mean, we've knocked out lanes, we've added a ton of machines, and we did this when minimum wage was increasing. We didn't only do it for that reason, we did it because of the capacity at the store. So we were finding that the front ends were only able to hold a certain number of registers. And we had very high volume in the Avenue A location specifically. So how do we double the size of our front end without stretching the store? And what we did was we turned 4 self-checkouts and 2 piggybacks into 11 machines. And basically we have absolutely no lines, no waiting anymore. You get online, you're not there for more than 5 minutes. So that's what we did. I mean, I can highly recommend it. After Avenue A was done, we increased the stores. We had 4 self-checkouts or 6 self-checkouts into 9 in each store. So we've maxed out our space right now. We're very happy with them. They came in handy during this pandemic. We didn't have one service call, I'm proud to say. Nothing broke on us. Our biggest problem was pin pads, Verifone pin pads, which we had to get to replace, but that's another story. But other than that, I mean, they were more reliable than our personnel, to be honest.
Okay, Alex, how about you with your stores?
Yeah, I mean, when we first got self-checkouts, and Ed, we went with 4, right? We increased to 6 in the first store that we got self-checkouts, and we're looking to increase. I mean, I wish we would have pulled the trigger on increasing self-checkouts, because like Roseanne said, they were more reliable than staff during this pandemic. And what Frankie mentioned before, like a lot of owners or operators would discourage self-checkouts because of that human interaction. Now we have to understand now, like Frankie said, there is very little human interaction. People have masks on. You can't speak. You have sneeze guards. So that has just gone away. The world that we live in now, because of this pandemic, has completely changed. And people, at the end of the day, they don't want to spend a lot of time in the stores, right? Obviously, because of health concerns. So therefore, I mean, the self-checkouts is a great option. People want to get out as quickly as possible. And where do I see self-checkouts? Like, it's the future of retail. Like Roseanne said, they have 11, which, wow, we're headed in that same direction. Putting in more self-checkouts in our stores. We've learned a lot from this pandemic on how to deal with volume sales with self-checkout, something that we didn't deal with as much as in the past, right? With large purchases, and exploring different options on different sizes of self-checkouts as well. But yeah, I mean, it's a direction that I think all retailers should be looking into, especially now with the pandemic. I mean, again, I can't stress this enough. If we didn't have self-checkouts in our stores with this pandemic, I do not know what we would have done.
Okay, yeah, that's what we've heard across the board is the unexpected spikes. You can't predict them. And having that ability to not have to turn customers away and get them through and out the door has really leveraged the value of self-checkout. So, all right, we want to thank everybody for your time. Your input and feedback was invaluable, and I'm sure we're hoping that other grocers will be able to benefit from it. All right.
Thank you all for your time. We appreciate it.